Here now, your tail the tape for this co-main event. Lando Vannata will be 25 in 10 days. David Teymur is 27 years old. Both men 5'9" tall. They both weighed in at 156 pounds. The Swede Teymur will have a 2-inch reach advantage. All right, now for the particulars inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record. 5 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, presenting the 4-time Swedish Muay Thai champion, David Teymur. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record. 9 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, groovy Lando Vannata. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee for the co-main event. There is Ariane Celeste to get us going for round 1 of a possible 3 here. Always loose, groovy Lando Vannata.
Ready. Do it.
Cub Swanson gave him that nickname at an IHOP in Palm Springs, California in 2015. We're underway here. David Teymur in black, Lando Vannata in white. Teymur, the southpaw.
And anytime you see Lando throw that teep kick to the front of the knee, he uses that as a rangefinder to land his spin kicks and other kicks to the opposite side. So it's an interesting technique how he uses that front kick.
Great relationship between coach and pupil with Lando Vannata and Brandon Gibson, whom he's worked with now for almost a decade.
Right away, Lando's the one who's pushing the action, pressing forward, very aggressive.
Well, we saw that with Lando versus Ferguson as well, and he kind of got tired, so let's see how he can utilize his energy this time.
We took that fight on very short notice.
True. And there was a lot of grappling in that matchup as well.
Yeah.
This is a lot different. With David Teymur, he's good at using the range and moving in the right way to stay out of harm's way. And he's got good timing when he throws those kicks.
And he's working that lead leg of Vannata inside and out pretty well here in the early going. Teymur giving Vannata a few different looks here. If you know Teymur, you know he wasn't going to be fazed by this atmosphere or getting slotted into the co-main. Vannata goes up top.
Vannata is really good at closing distance with his strikes. He's really good at his movement, and you know, whether he attributes that to the leg strength and dexterity that he got from BMX, whatever it is, but he's just very good at closing distance. Spinning kick, spinning back fist attempt there, and he's got Teymur on the back. You know, Teymur's constantly on his heels, moving backwards.
Well, Teymur has that style. He's a counter striker most of the time, so he moves backwards often, but he's got good balance to always be in a position to land something. And so that's what to his advantage right now on his back foot as a southpaw. But the way Lando is throwing, it's so hard to read what he's going to do that the counter's hard to find.
Oh! Wow!
Sanchez style. Oh, he tagged him. He hurt him. Teymur's in trouble.
Teymur with a
nice
couple
knees
knees.
to the body by Teymur. Teymur is a guy that's been in wars.
They're both taking damage right now, Joe. Both of them.
Absolutely.
Nice read on the uppercut, but Teymur's able to land the overhand over the top.
Oh, he caught him with that left hand.
Yep.
Lando might have got hurt. He got tagged again.
Got to be encouraging for Teymur to be able to absorb those power shots from Vannata. Both guys have had a lot of seminal moments here in the early going. 2 minutes now to go round 1.
Now Lando's backing off a little bit here. Oh, and that's where Teymur's going to come after. He lost his mouthpiece. Lando might be slowing down a bit here, Dom.
Well, he comes out so hard, like you said, Joe. I mean, the movements and the dexterity and the things that he's doing uses tons of energy. These aren't simple-minded movements he's using. These are very tough, and they take tons of energy and explosiveness.
Yeah, and he's slowing down. I mean, he's there for Teymur now. Oh, and he went high with that kick. Woo, spinning back kick to the body.
And that's a lot of energy, Joe, but it's so good the way that he's throwing it. It's keeping Teymur backwards.
Oh!
Beautiful kick by Teymur.
Beautiful way he switched that up with the right leg lead and then switch to the left. Nice kick to the body there again.
Shot there from Vannata. We thought he would certainly be the guy more likely to go for it.
Oh, he's got his back.
That was an extremely explosive shot from the outside.
And Teymur manages to get right back up to his feet. Very nicely done by Teymur.
Very nice defense by Teymur.
Two elite athletes here. Total strikes. Teymur with the slightest of advantages as we come up on 30 seconds in round one.
Tagged him again. I think he stunned him. Oh! Oh! Teymur's all over him here.
Ooh. Vannata gave Teymur a cut over that left eye with that right hook.
Yeah, it doesn't look to be in too bad a place, but we'll keep an eye on it. Final seconds here, round one.
Boy, Teymur throws for the bleachers, doesn't he?
These guys are bringing it tonight and putting on an outstanding show.
Woo! How good was that?
High-level striking in this matchup.
Let's take a look at some of it here. And here's that left hand by Teymur. And look at this. Sanchai style, cartwheel kick. Really surprised Teymur with that. And here Vannata connects with the right hand as Teymur's moving back. And that's where you see Lando had a little bit of wobble to his step after that shot.
Don't let him dictate the rhythm. When you get close to him, mix it up a little bit. Big swings, high, low, put it together.
I'm just on hands to the head. I'm not throwing kicks or anything.
Yeah. Put it all together. Flow, baby.
Keep flowing. He's just looking for counter greens, counter eights.
Okay.
Don't pull back in the paint.
Seconds out.
Hi, Chrissy. Round two of a possible three. The Teymur corner dom not wanting him to force things here in round two.
Time. Come here. Give me your towel.
Andreas Michael is the corner of David Teymur. He works with Alexander Gustafsson as well. All-star MMA out there in Sweden, and he's an extremely good coach. He's good at keeping his pupils very calm and collected with their balance and throwing with good technique, and so he's getting upset at Teymur because Teymur's getting pulled into a brawl right now. He doesn't want that from him.
Both guys ate some power shots from the other in round one, particularly Vannata. The chin seemed to hold up, and he recovered quickly when Teymur scored. Round two now.
Well, both guys landed in that round for sure, and that was a high-level striking round.
Vannata landed his only takedown attempt in that first round, didn't do much with it.
The threat of the takedown will be a big factor if Lando chooses to use it more often, because you know that it's not going to come from Teymur.
Right.
The fight is being fought at such a far distance that it's hard for Vannata not to telegraph his shots. That's why you're not seeing a lot of them.
Looks like Vannata was able to split the guard there with a right hand. Now it's Teymur advancing.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Both of those guys had great combinations in that exchange.
Man. And yet both are still standing. A lot of leather being flown here in the co-main event. And immediately following the main event, recap of all of tonight's action on the FS1 UFC 209 post-fight show. You can see it on FS1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. For those watching in Canada, you can see it on TSN.
Oh, beautiful knee to the body, and another one. Nasty knees. And Lando just absorbs them like they're nothing.
Unreal.
He just slides away. And that's what we were talking about before about him. He's so durable. Oh, even there.
You could tell he's just a worker. Lando's the guy, he doesn't care what you do to him, he just wants to keep working. Awesome counter. I mean, that's not something you ever see, a counter from a right high kick is a spin kick. I mean, you just don't see that.
Inside leg kick for Teymur.
Yeah, and you don't see his spins coming either.
Yeah.
He's so good at hiding them. It's because that weird sort of dancing movement that he has with his style. Oh, boy, both guys landed there. I'll tell you, Lando's got a hell of a chin.
Under 2.5 minutes now to go round 2. Again, Teymur able to stick and move.
Teymur with a nice right-left.
Teymur was certainly the lesser-known party coming into this one, but a nice showcase for him. His stock undeniably will go up.
Lesser known maybe, but highly touted.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's excited about this young man, and that's one of the reasons why this fight is so interesting. I think, oh, beautiful. Even Lando had acknowledged that.
Yeah, finally a nod from Lando Vannata.
Look at that.
There's the takedown.
Who saw that
Very
coming?
nice.
Crazy.
Not Joe Rogan.
And now that cut for Teymur and the blood in and around it starting to become a factor.
Teymur keeping him honest.
Teymur's he's doing a great job finding the strikes that he can and making use of them. He's moving back a lot, but he's still landing very well.
Watch your fingers.
Beautiful right hand. It's amazing when you tell me that this guy's only been striking for 6 years. I mean, that really is incredible.
When I heard it was his second art, that surprised me. He's just very fluent. And, you know, you look at his style, you look at Lando's style, and he got his nickname from Cub Swanson. You see little touches of Cub Swanson in his style. The cartwheel kick, the way that he moves his arms, the way that he moves his hips. And so you know he cross-trains with Cub.
Keep those fingers up.
Left hand over the top for David Teymur. Yeah, Vannata and Cub Swanson very close. Brandon Gibson talks a lot about the flow, though, and how you mentioned, Joe, he doesn't telegraph any of those spinning attacks, almost as effective spinning as some guys are without spinning.
Yeah, and it's because he moves so interesting. You know, you just don't know what he's going to do next. Beautiful knees to the body by Teymur. Oh, man, Teymur is an animal.
He's done that sequence exactly 2 times in a row, and that is beautiful technique. That's all those 60 to 70 K1 level fights that you're seeing with those techniques.
It's amazing how well Lando absorbs them, though.
He's a tough workaholic. You could tell by his style.
And there's that kick to the body and a right-hand counter. Look at that Superman punch. Beautiful. And Lando acknowledged it. And there's again. I mean, he's blocking it, but those still suck. And he goes high with that one. And just slides out of the way of that right hand. Boom. Again, boom. Boom up high. What a great fight. I wish this was 5 rounds.
No, this fight's unreal.
10, 9, 8.
These guys don't want 5
Touch
rounds
him, we
of
throw
it.
combos. Stay crisp, stay smart.
Easy for you to say out here, isn't it, Joe?
Very easy.
Don't be stacked on the outside.
I just said it.
Didn't
Wasn't
do
hard at
anything
all.
to you.
I didn't even get tired.
Your towel, please.
Well, what's all this sweat about on your head then?
I'm just bald.
Oh,
I sweat. I'm greasy too.
oh, okay.
Bald, pretty good look for Lando Vannata.
Come on, start it.
Trotting it out for the first time here. 3rd UFC appearance for him. 3rd and final round here of what has been an outstanding co-main event. High expectations for this one, and these 2 fighters have delivered. Here we go.
now it's a third round, and you can see Lando really pick it up. He can really let everything out. You could tell he was kind of conserving a little bit in that second. Now he's really going to sprint in this third, I think, to try to make sure he gets this win. And Teymur's coming out hard as well.
Again, the vicious left knee to the body by Teymur. Beautiful movement by Lando. The way he slides out and comes right back.
Vannata proven to be a master at controlling distance. Inside leg kick again for Teymur.
You see how Lando's able to catch that inside kick of Teymur? That really offsets the fluid combinations that come after that inside kick of Teymur. Teymur's looking to land the inside kick and follow with hands. And because Lando's catching that kick every time, it sticks Teymur and makes it hard to follow up with his hand. Very nice technique by Lando.
Beautiful kick to the body.
And he's had great kicks to the body all night. David Teymur's kicks are outstanding, and he sets him up great with his hands as well.
Again with that inside leg kick and then going up high.
Nice.
Dom, who do you have winning this fight?
Honestly, I can't tell right now. This is a hard read. Because you got Teymur backing up a little bit, but he's landing very efficiently. And you got Lando landing, but he's moving forward. And they're landing back and forth, and there's not a whole lot of takedowns. They're almost takedown for takedowns even, I believe.
Yep, both unofficially 1-for-1 on their takedowns.
This is a hard fight to score.
Look at all that damage on the thighs of Lando Vannata. You see total strikes. Teymur has been the more active guy, Vannata more accurate.
Yeah, again, Teymur with that inside leg kick, and he is chewing up. That's a nice low kick by Vannata.
Teymur about a 3-to-1 underdog coming in here tonight. Fight has certainly played out closer than the odds makers forecasted.
Oh, beautiful combination.
Teymur has absolutely showed up and shown the world how good he really is. Nice takedown number
Crazy.
2. Single, he went for a single, transitioned to a double, and then dumped it to get the takedown.
Really showing he's a mixed martial artist.
Yeah.
Now you got to understand that takedown didn't hold down Vannata, but what it does is make you think about the takedown, which changes the striking.
And he tagged him again there in the break.
Both guys still with a pop in their step too. Two supremely conditioned lightweights here, now under 2 to go.
And again with a takedown. But
there's 3 takedowns now for Teymur to the 1 takedown for Vannata. And when we got a close fight on the feet, those takedowns mean a lot. Now, with the new scoring system, I don't know.
Well, they're not using it here in Vegas, though. They're not using it for this event. I hope one day they will adopt it.
Yeah. Well, and at least when it comes to the takedown, ideally you do something with it, and Vannata has gotten it pretty quickly.
Teymur really scoring in this round. Look at this, he goes for it again. This is crazy.
And it's just the pressure of Vannata. You stop the pressure of Vannata with the takedown attempts. Even if you don't get him, you have to take a step back when somebody's shooting on you.
And those knees to the body.
Well, get to that Twitter app, folks. Vote on who you think is winning this fight. I'm glad I'm not a judge at UFC, Vannata or Teymur. Let your voice be heard.
So I'm being told that the Nevada will adopt the new mixed martial arts rules in July or August. So we have that to look forward to. I think that's particularly important when it comes to scoring.
Nice combination from Teymur.
And again, goes right to it. Crazy.
Takedowns, at least the attempts. I mean, Vannata did perfect. He shut the head down and stood right back up. Because he pushed the head down, he was able to get right back up to his feet quickly.
We are coming up on 30 seconds to go in this one. Left hand there once again for David Teymur. Looks like Vannata might be trying to set up a spinning attack here. We'll see.
Another beautiful kick to the body by Teymur. And another takedown. Crazy.
That wasn't quite a takedown, Joe, because Vannata got his hips out. It was close. It was a good attempt because of the forward pressure of Vannata.
What a fight.
Awesome fight.
Outstanding fight.
After that third round, I got to give it to Teymur, in my opinion.
Well, I think he clearly took that round, that's for sure.
Well, and he certainly showed you, did Teymur, without a shadow of a doubt, that he is ready for prime time in this lightweight division. Fan voting, 55% of you believe David Teymur has sprung the upset. 45% think Lando Vannata has done enough to hold serve as the near 4-1 favorite tonight.
What a treat.
Yeah,
this
great
is,
fit,
this is a great fight. Just really, really enjoyed this fight.
Well worth the co-main event.
This fight replay brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
And then what an exchange right there. Kick to the body, punch counter. There's a beautiful punch by Teymur. And these vicious knees to the body that Teymur. He just kept grabbing that clinch, tying up the back of the neck, and just slamming those knees in there. There's a nice left hand by Teymur. There's a takedown by Teymur. I mean, Lando landed some good shots in this fight, and hopefully we'll see some of those in the replays. But a lot of great striking from both men.
So third UFC appearance for both guys tonight. David Teymur and Lando Vannata. The official decision brought to you by Metro PCS. Get a fast nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30 period. Wireless figured out. Now Bruce Buffer with that official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score the contest 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, David Teymur.
I'm here with the winner, David Teymur. David, that was an amazing fight. That was really a treat to call and to watch. Just such high-level striking. A huge, huge victory for you. Tell us how you're feeling now.
I feel this is like a dream coming true. You know, I can still imagine that I'm staying right here now in front of all this crowd, and the whole world is watching me now. And I hope I get some new fans from here. I love you guys.
Well, you definitely made some new fans tonight. Your striking technique tonight was outstanding. We knew that about you coming into this fight, but you also surprised with some takedowns as well.
You know, brother, I said this from the first beginning. When I come into the UFC, I will not come and just hi. I'm here for the belt.
Well, listen, you put on a show tonight. You made a huge statement. Please enjoy this victory, and I can't wait to see you perform inside the octagon again.
And please, I have 2 straight knockouts. And this time, I made a good show for the whole crowd. The performance of the night. Dana, 50 G's, baby.
David, enjoy it. Congratulations.
And I want to say one thing. I'm happy, but all glory to God, Jesus Christ. And I want to say hello to all my people in Sweden. Hej där allihopa, jag älskar er. Tack för support, tack för stöd. Och låa mig där nu syr jag kule. Kom an och slå mig och alfa tog det du kule få. Henne grejer få.
Congratulations, David Teymur, ladies and gentlemen.
And he kissed Joe Rogan's microphone. Not sure I've ever seen that before. So the winning streak for David Teymur is now 6. Gotta think he has set himself up for some top 15 opposition.